Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bunk Podcast. I'm your host, John, and we've got a few very special guests today. They are a very exciting, up-and-coming indie punk band coming fresh out the Sheffield scene. It is Lunarca, everyone. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Good.
Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure to have you on. Do you want to all introduce yourselves individually?
So I'm Connor Berry. I'm the lead singer and the best person in the band.
the ego's in check.
No,
to hear.
I'm just the front man of the band. But
yeah, I'm Jasper Elliott, play bass. I'm pretty fucking chill, so that's about it. Really.
He's the Zen guy, and then we've got the mod over here. We want to tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm Alan.
Alan.
My name's Elliot. I'm the guitarist of Lunarca.
Alan.
Big Al.
I'm the most important one.
He's lying.
No,
that's pretty much it. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good to have you all. You all got your individual characters. I can see straight away. Where does the story start with you guys? Where are you from? What got you all individually into music? And what brought you all together, I suppose?
So Alan picked us all up. He just came up to us and he went, "My name's Alan."
Because actually Alan is 32.
You wonder why I dress like
He's part of a child trafficking ring. He's just
help me. Jesus.
Yeah, you explain it because you were the one who...
you found us, didn't you?
This is my fault. We're all in this mess.
Start the tale.
Wait! Before you start, Tom's not with us. He's our drummer.
Well, yeah.
Tom
isn't here.
Oh yeah, shout out to Tom. Shout out to him back home, I suppose.
He's not here. So anyway, I carry on. Just thought I'd say.
Threw me off then, man. Threw me off my flow. About November last year, I got told by a friend that Connor was a really good singer.
And they were right.
And I thought,
I like the confidence.
Is he? I believe it when I see it. And then I did actually hear him, and I thought, yeah, he is actually really good.
Oh.
So and then he was sat in a rehearsal room. I went in there, said, "Are you Connor?" He went, "Yes." And I went, "I'm starting a band. I'm waiting to join."
Easy as that.
He was ready.
He was the guy.
He was quite resistant at first.
No, because I didn't know who this guy were.
I thought he was gonna chin me the first time he started. He walked up to me. He was like, "Oh, no."
When you don't know him, he's got a power walk, and he came in with this Parker and Paul Weller haircut, and he. Are you Connor?
This guy's.
I wasn't pre-warned. Someone wants to start a band. He just went, "Are you Connor?" I was like, "Yeah."
It was more like you're going to be in a band rather than do you want to. More like this is happening rather.
But I had a good gut feeling, so I was a bit hesitant, but I was like, sure, whatever.
But then from there, we kind of spoke for a couple of weeks, and then we saw Jasper playing a gig. We're a different band. But what struck me with Jasper is he was the only one that was moving, enjoying himself in the gig.
Yeah.
And me and Connor kind of turned to each other and just went,
It is good.
Yeah. Because he's got the floppy hair, so he's headbanging and throw himself about.
And we were like,
dancing
that's cool. And he did a Chili Peppers song.
Oh, I remember.
And then it was like the bass line on its own. I'm like, that does sound good.
There was a girl in front of me and she went crazy when you did that. She stood up and was going, yeah! When you did that.
What can I say, man?
I know.
Not look at him, not even surprised. Yeah. But no, it sounds like quite an organic beginning to the whole process, and it sounds as though we had another interview with another artist a few weeks back, but we were talking to him about having the right people in your circles with this type of thing, and often noticing things about people you're working with that you don't often see in yourselves. Do you find with you guys obviously you all knew you had individual talent, the confidence is there, you know, it's clear for everyone to see, but with regards to certain aspects, did you need each other to tell each other actually you're sick at this, you're actually really good kind of deal? Did you have to do you see things in each other that you don't see in yourself sometimes?
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, go on.
I was going to say, it's a short thing, I saw it straight away, not to inflate, I was just because I've never been in a band before, you two have. Yeah. So maybe it's just because I've never been in a band, but when we met, and obviously I had an original song, we played it, and I was just like, what, this is it sounds great.
Yeah, the first practice we had, we didn't have Tom at the time. We were still looking. We went down, practice Sheffield. Yeah, it was just us three.
Yeah.
And we all had a song each to bring.
It was a
and
bit.
the first. Some of the songs that we played today actually were like we wrote in the first time that we actually
Sick,
sat
by
down.
the way, guys, check out the live set. It may be uploaded already, but if you haven't seen that, awesome stuff. Go and check that out. But yeah, my man, sorry.
Yeah, like the first, I think we only had like 2 hours, and we like just smashed out like 3.5 songs.
I remember when
Like
Tom...
roughly, but like we had like
The
They just
the
came
structure,
together.
like-
Yeah, and then when Tom came, that was what blew my mind. First,
yeah, like we never
You
met
didn't
this
know the
lad
song.
before.
You just
He
went,
came
let's
in.
go through it.
You never
just
heard it
try
before.
Like, go
the
for
first
it again.
rehearsal, I remember going back a bit like, oh, it's alright, but it's just like, there was no like environment kind of, it was just like...
Drummers often
Yeah.
are so integral to like adding
Yeah.
a structure to like a
Yeah.
fully fledged track. Obviously what we did today was like some acoustic stuff, so like you can adapt around that.
Yeah.
But like when the recording process, so often like the drummer is so integral in keeping
It just,
everyone in
like,
time, that kind of
electrified,
thing.
Yeah.
He is fantastic.
It sounded good like when we were together, but then when Tom came, it just was like... I remember doing, I think it was Come Down, and it's the last song we did that proper.
Yeah.
Well, live, it's mega live, and I remember the first time, because it didn't start like...
It doesn't start how it does now.
Yeah, so it used to just start, I don't know how it did, but
The
then
riff, yeah.
our drummer, Tommy, went, why don't you do this? And he goes on the drums, he goes, and then it like kicks in. And
you just like, that's
that-
what it
I,
needs.
yeah.
I looked at Elliot, I remember looking at Elliot when that song, I was like, whoa. I was like, this is cool. And then, so it kind of...
Yeah, it just sort of like grew organically. But he was the cherry on the icing on the top
Exactly.
of the cake.
Yeah.
The backbone was there. He was just like the thing that it needed to like really make it different. We were speaking. I mentioned a moment ago about that. Like obviously, like having the drummer there, that was a big evolution for you guys in the recording process. Obviously, you guys have been releasing some music. You have a single out. You have a music video out today that all looks very exciting. But you're still relatively fresh out. How are you finding, being in the studio for the first time, the recording process, and how are you adapting to it, and what lessons have you learned thus far on your adventures so far, I suppose?
I think we're yet to kind of nail recording, because we're definitely a live band. I think where we strive is playing live. And typically in studios it's like, do the drums, then do this, then it's kind of like layered up and tracked. It's not really how we...
Because we get a feel for it now.
We haven't really
playing
found
live
a studio.
we get a feel for it.
Yeah.
So we're kind of still hunting for that kind of studio that does it live recording, where we can kind of still get a feel for it. So I mean, when we recorded our single, we did play it live, which was a massive bonus, but the room was so packed, it was really cramped.
And like Tom was in another room. And,
it just we could see each other. But it was like it didn't have that same feel of like playing live. There's an audience, but we're still, like I say, we're still trying to find us feet with recording live, and I think we'll do that. You'll see a kind of progression with more stuff we put out. But I say we're getting more used to it.
The thing is, not many bands, I don't know, maybe they do, but I don't think not many bands record live anymore. It's all
it's piece by piece, and then they put it all
and
together.
you can really tell it kind of sucks the life out of the song, really.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Do you think so? Expand more on that.
If it's meant to be played like that and listened to like that, well, it's fair enough, innit?
Yeah,
but like,
depends on the type of music.
yeah,
as well, I guess.
but like with like live, I don't know, punk, how you said it, or just live heavy
I
music.
noticed there's a lot of blues influence in you guys and stuff as well.
That kind of stuff. Like when you first like listen to the original, like where that stuff came from, it's all like one mic, record in the room, like way back when, and it's like that's what we want. Like we want the
classics.
Yeah.
The 60s. It's all just like all recorded live.
I think when it's
they
layered
made
up,
a bigger sound than modern stuff.
it's too perfect when it's layered up. Like Jasper saying about the one mic, like it's like real, it's organic. Like if you've got the guitar like 20 tracked like 20 times over, then it's just like, I don't know, it's not the same. Like
so you're searching out for that authenticity, over the vibes.
Like, because when we are live, we like jump about and we like, and we don't do it. Well, I personally, I don't know about you. I'm sure you don't. I don't do it for show. I don't go, oh, I want to do this. You just get into it, and it's like, but when you do,
because you're enjoying yourself. Yeah.
And so we're like jumping about. Elliot bloody jumps into the audience. I remember, was it Sydney Matilda the first time we did that?
He did, yeah.
And he just
went, because we did a gig previous where it was like, I stepped forward to my solo to the stage. He went, do that again, because it was good. They got excited, and then I was like, take it one step further. I'll go in with them.
It was so funny though. Me and Connor were laughing after the gig.
Mashing your hair.
Because he was on the far left and Connor was in the middle. I was on the right, and I came forward a bit next to Connor, and I was looking forward at the crowd, and then I just see Elliot just go
Yeah,
straight into the front of the
fast.
crowd doing his guitar
Just like he's
solo.
gone. There was no time to like discuss whether or not this.
Yeah.
No, he's gone.
It's like, oh, he's doing it now.
And then every gig since
Every
he's
gig
done
since,
it,
yeah.
and I don't know how you haven't broke a leg or like even your
You've
lead.
encouraged him though. You've not stopped him. Like,
Because
he's
it's
good as well.
cool,
Like,
It's
really
so
cool.
cool, but like the stages get a bit bigger every time. They get a bit higher.
It just gets
I'm
more
like, no.
better.
Where's the
try it,
last
man.
gig? Where was the last gig?
Oh,
that
it
was
was in Johnfield.
Yeah, Johnfield.
It was a pretty
And that
hard
was quite.
stage. It
That's
was
like that's like that high up or something.
Came
And it
down
just
with a fud, but you know.
drops off, and then he walked around the entire hall, and it's like it was.
Yeah,
cool.
so just bought a wireless guitar system. I was like, I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm just going to walk around the room.
If you're not doing that, you're not using it to
Yeah,
the maximum of
exactly,
its
yeah.
capabilities. You speak a lot about like the live aspect, performing to people. That sounds like obviously like recording, doing the tracks, doing it professionally. That's a big part of the process. But it sounds like the real passion for you guys is like performing to people live.
Oh, I'll live for that stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, what's the reception? What's the reception been
It's
like in the
always
live
Encore
gigs
every
like?
single time.
We've never
It's
had a
always
gig.
been
We've never had a gig where we feel down
amazing.
about it.
Yeah.
You know.
We've
But
never
we
had a
get-
gig where we hadn't had an encore.
Well,
We've
yeah.
had-
We've always kind
Yeah.
of gone up and up and up and always got better.
That
each gig.
trajectory's only been rising. Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
like we did an encore, and then we finished, and they're like more. We're like, whoa.
We've
Bloody
done
Like
it.
literally, you don't have
We've just
any
done an
more.
encore,
anyway.
so, and they're asking. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's just a bit surreal, but it's like.
Are they? Was it a case of like at first when like you were first doing gigs and like nobody really knew who you guys were? Obviously, like people are vibing and enjoying. They don't really know the lyrics. Have you started to find people like singing along to like one or
Well,
two
yeah,
lyrics? in,
We've got
some
like
of the
a
later
group
ones?
of like friends and then friends of friends that like turn up every now and then, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know the song," and I sing along to like the verse or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like
It's already catching on.
it's pretty
that's a
cool
good
to look
sign.
out and see people like singing
one-
back your own songs.
The one I saw was Runaway.
Yeah.
Which we recorded earlier. That one.
Do people sing to that?
Well, we've started doing it like the very first gig we did was an open mic night,
Mm.
and like no one knew who we were. But then like more gigs happened, more people came. But then there was Runaway just because of the tagline. It's like you ran away. It's like everyone just started singing it. You know.
Did they? I
It's
can't.
got in people's heads.
Yeah, yeah.
See,
it's
I-
rather catchy, and people just
It
kind
is
of
catchy.
got
I
involved
can't remember gigs. I just zone out, and then after I'm like, what happened? And then I don't know.
It's like tripping for the whole thing.
Well, I don't know. I just can't remember the gigs most of the time. I just
It's
get into it.
you're so like in the moment. that-
Exactly. So I just
yeah.
forget it all. But and that's why I'm so excited about the release of music, though. Like you said about lyrics, because I'm waiting for the day we go. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh, this
We
one's
play Living As Me, and then
this
it
one's
just
living
goes
as
off.
me, and then like I strum my guitar, and then they sing. I'm like,
Yeah, they're singing it
Yeah.
back to you before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
That's
is a
where you
long-
want to get
you know,
into. Yeah.
a long way to go, but it's the start. Like release of music, so.
What is the most like positive reaction you've had from maybe an individual, maybe not someone who like has knew you guys or heard the music before, someone who you've performed to live and they've come to you and gone like, you know, I don't know, said something that's kind of, you know, how your music has meant something to them kind of
Oh, there's
thing.
been so many.
There has been.
Oh, countless people.
We're just too
No.
great.
Which one?
No, I think we usually get like some nice people going, "Oh, that was like really cool." Like, you know, thanks for coming. But like, it's always funny when you get like the really pissed people. Like one of the last gigs.
That touched me so
Yeah.
much.
No,
That
I had this
it's
guy-
like, thanks man, but you're fucked on
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah,
Like,
one of the first gigs we did in Drumfield the other weekend, there was this guy who came up to me and was like, "Do you need a manager?" And yeah,
Oh,
he's
yes.
like, "I manage cars." And like,
Oh, yeah,
but,
he came up
but
to me.
I
He
know,
owns a
I know,
car
I know
dealership.
people, so it's okay. It's a start. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, all right, mate. Cheers.
Because it's like, as you get old, I bet like when you guys first started doing this kind of thing, I bet it was so easy to just go like, oh yeah, this guy could like be
Yeah.
my manager and help.
Everyone
You're a little bit
sees.
naive, but then,
Yeah.
you know, you often, as you get a bit older, you realise that guy down the pub that isn't going to get you where
Yeah,
like,
it's
you
just
need
fat
to
Andy,
go,
yeah.
but it's still nice when those people come and like, it's like, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
For
The biggest compliment I'd say personally is when people like randomers and everything, they'll be like, "Oh, nice show, you know, thanks." And then they'd say, like, "I don't know who you sound like," or I'd say, "Who do we sound like?" And then they'd go, "Oh, I don't know. You don't sound like anyone." And that for me is the biggest compliment.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, because it's like, we sound like
Yeah,
us.
I put people on the spot a little bit, but then they're like, "I don't know who you sound like." I
It
sound
it
like-
made me smile the other day. We were just about to go on to play a gig, and we were talking about what was it, like the promoters that were messenger words.
messaging
us back about like promoting our single, and they were saying no a lot of the time because they were like, because it doesn't sound popular, because it doesn't sound like everything else. I was like, well, that's really fucking cool, because like we don't sound like anyone else.
Yeah. So
that's why I wanted to get you.
So I was sending it off to people in like these like indie playlists, and they were all declining it, and they were saying no because it doesn't sound indie, and then they were like, so we can't accept it. But I'm like, well, what is it? Because it's not. It is indie really, but they all denied it because it's not indie rock. It doesn't sound like Sam Fender or whatever.
No, it's not like what.
So,
it's not like where the genre in like its mainstream embodiment is. It's something different to that.
So
it's more of a throwback.
I was sending it everywhere, like classic rock, blues, and they were all denying it. Like just saying no, it doesn't sound like this. So in some ways it's like annoying because no one wants it because it's not popular. But then in some ways it's a compliment because it doesn't sound like anything else.
Yeah, but the thing is, the more you operate within that space, the more you'll find like people like who gravitate towards that thing because it's different, and you'll attract more like-minded people. It's like there's because it depends. Like the people who are in the industry already, they want to do the top-down thing. So they want to take artists that are like relatively unknown, and they want to like completely change their style so that it hits certain check notes and like appeals to like large, like the masses or whatever. Yeah, that kind of thing. And what'll happen is like that artist will, they'll do very successfully, but like their entire fan base will be because of like that label or these people, and then all of a sudden they're beholden to the industry and the label for like 12 years. But then there's the bottom up approach, which is more like what someone like Nipsey Hussle did, for example, where he's not bothering about what everyone wants to hear. His music is for the people who are going to listen to it. Yeah. And then that fan base gradually, naturally, organically grows over time, and he can take that anywhere. Yeah, he can take that anywhere with him. Yeah, he owns it. Yeah.
Influential type, like Beatles. I know I love the Beatles, but like
I fucking love the Beatles.
Well, see, there we go.
Who's who didn't like the Beatles?
I know, but
look,
we all like the
Beatles on the fucking wall behind you there, guys. Look, John Lennon's pretty little head is right there.
I have that one at home as well, Rubber Soul.
I think that Beatles either that one or Revolver is probably the best one. I'd say for me personally, but it's a good fucking record. Anyway, as you were saying, what were you saying?
I can't remember the Beatles.
Some about
Beatles. I just said I love the Beatles. But, they were told what guitar music's on the way out when they went to all the record labels. They said no, guitar music's on the way out, and like blah 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 whatever, and then.
Well, you don't really need to explain the Beatles, really, do you? Yeah.
And then that happens. So
because they completely reinvented guitar music. Yeah, absolutely. But we were just talking about like operating within a genre. Obviously, you guys, like I called you guys like an indie punk band. Obviously, there's like blues influences. You've got like sort of some shiny grunge influences, maybe more vocally than musically, but still, you can see there's like an eclectic palette there. Would you say you all have like similar influences, or are you all influenced by like different artists individually, but you bring that together to one creative palette?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to look at our individual music tastes alone, you wouldn't really think that we should be in a band together.
Yeah, it's hard. It's quite hard, but it works. Yeah. Like you say, when you see
it fits each other's instruments, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because like you're really into your mod and you like blues, the Who, all that kind of stuff. So you got your guitar stuff down, you're into the Beatles and all that. I really like Mac DeMarco and all the groovy, a bit of rap sometimes. Like
Mac DeMarco's sick.
Yeah, man. I'd die to see him.
Yeah, same. But one of the greatest living Canadians of all time.
Yeah, and then Tom, he's into like
emo.
Early 2000s emo, and it's like it kind of shows in his drumming style as well. And we all kind of just like bring it together, really, and it sounds pretty cool.
When I write a songwriting, Beatles, you got like Mac DeMarco bass, like your guitar, all the Who and all that.
It just comes together and it just makes.
And I think it like, cause again, you guys are all like still relatively young. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I'm still learning myself as well with regards to my engagement with this type of thing. So I know full well that when you're young and you're starting something, I think people wear their influences quite like on their shoulder, on their sleeve kind of deal. But obviously, because none of you are like individual artists, you're all bringing those influences together. Like you guys don't have to worry about that as much, because like you get what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong as well. I think as individuals as well, the further you go along, I think the more you'll find your own voice within that, if that makes sense. But when you all come together, it sounds like something really original that doesn't really sound like anything else, even though you're bringing your own individual influences to the table, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that wasn't really a question, but yeah,
a lot
of
people, like, on our videos online, they'll say the Beatles or like B-Tech Beatles. That's what they'll call us. Like, they'll comment Beatles, probably because his haircut, and then I'm like obsessed with like the Beatles and John Lennon. So they'll say like, oh, the Beatles. So we've kind of got a nickname like the Sheffield Beatles. So, but it's actually, we use that for promotion. We'll say like, oh.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of piggyback.
Like being someone like comparing you to like the most successful band of all time.
Not as
isn't
in
a bad
comparing.
thing.
Not comparing as in like music wise, but like more so like how
aesthetic.
We look and like our like what's it called, personality.
Yeah. Musically it's different though. Musically it's like
musically it is different.
Obviously there's like the kind of smooth kind of psychedelic influences in your stuff from the Beatles, and it's there, but again you like amalgamate that with like enough different stuff that like it sounds
Who would you say
hella different.
Who would you say we sound like?
A little bit sticky fingersy, a little bit, but like again it's not just that. It's like I can I would again more say you sound original. You sound like yourselves first and foremost. But if I had to compare it to anyone, it's got that kind of, because obviously like you hit the notes quite hard, but it's got that kind of, I think it's a lot to do with your voice, man. Like it's got that kind of smooth, laid back kind of style, and also like the bass as well. That kind of adds to that kind of vibe as well. So I think that's what makes me compare it to that. But it's very original in a lot of ways. I wouldn't focus on trying to compare yourselves to anyone too much, to be honest. I'd just kind of focus on yourselves, really.
Yeah. It's more of like a promotion thing, because can't say we're Lunarca because no one cares. Like the, like the labels.
I respect the honesty, man.
They don't. Like the labels don't care. No. So if we've got something like a bit eye catching, then
it's about making them care, though, isn't it? It's about making people give a shit. Again, how many times have you seen like fucking massive artists get like, they've been like knocked down and told no time and time again until they just get that one song that like it gets everyone singing along to. It's just doing it again and again and again and just working on your craft. You'll get there, lads. So going a little deeper into the whole genre thing. Obviously the indie kind of stylistics in your music. Indie music is so culturally embedded into the kind of Sheffield scene and the culture of like this area. There's a rich history of indie music in this area, right? How much do you feel coming from this area, coming from the place that you're from, has influenced the type of music you guys make today, I suppose?
Massive, I'd say. I think if you took us and put us in a different city where the music scene wasn't as strong as Sheffield, I don't think we'd really be as like the indie scene. It won't be productive, because the indie scene in Sheffield is still pretty much going in terms of independent artists. There's independent venues which bring in them smaller artists and go, you can hire out this venue for a cheap price and put on a gig, bring all your mates, and then that's how simple it is. And I think
anyone can start a band in Sheffield. Anyone can get a gig in Sheffield. Like I can't sing properly. If I just wanted to do like a folk set, singing, playing a guitar, I could ring up like West Street Live today and have a gig next week. Yeah. It's that easy in Sheffield. Like
because they're willing to like give a handout to these to people.
Yeah, like they're so accepting of it.
And also they really fucking vibe with indie music.
Like a large roster of indie artists coming from Sheffield.
So it's the kind of thing like if you get something within that space and that sphere that gets people around here rocking with it and fucking with it, you're good guys, honestly. Like they will support you until like the end. They're a very like loyal fucking group of people for sure.
Yeah.
Loyal fans. It's a good place to start garnering that kind of thing. So I guess we'll start like wrapping this up. But what's the next step for you guys? Where do you want to take this project? And what are your hopes for Lunarca in the future, I suppose?
Just push it as much as we can, really.
Just keep going with it, really.
We're gonna try and get a song out a month, so every month, so we can ride off the hype of like every song. So
Fresh material to you know, to gig and promo and stuff as well.
Yeah, and I mean it's you know, we need that. Obviously, continue posting to our social media and whatever, because that's like that's kind of where it grows from. And just try and get in with the right people, and then hopefully, you know,
take it as far as it can go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
To the moon, right?
yeah, take it to the moon.
Take it to the moon, man. Talking to me earlier about stoner things to say. That was about the most stoner thing anyone said all day, but there you go.
Yeah.
Would you want to tell the people at home then, where can people find your music? What's your social media links, Spotify links, all that kind of stuff? And is there anyone you, besides Tom the drummer, you want to give a shout out to while we've still got time?
Shout out to Tom.
Tom's the man.
Beside Tom.
No, but only because you already mentioned Tom and we've spoken about Tom. But yeah, go on.
Lunarca on everything.
Lunarca band.
Yeah,
on all social
Lunarca. So Lunarca. So how would you pronounce it? Would you pronounce it like that?
I was pronouncing it Lunarca.
Really? Because loads of people say Lunica and like...
Lunarca.
Yeah.
So you haven't even really decided.
No,
what it is yet?
Lunarca.
It's
That's
Lunarca.
I mean, I was when we started the band for like the first like month or something. He was saying Lunica, and then he said it one day, and I was like,
But you never specified.
He
man.
was Lunarca, I was Lucana.
Was it Lucana?
Oh, someone said that the last time we played Cindy Matilda, like this, like I don't know what kind of band it was, but like, oh yeah, up next Lucana.
Oh yeah,
like,
they did. I went on and went, hello, we're Lucana, and it was great.
And then you, oh wait, fuck, but you can't change it now. Like you've already said it. You've got to say that to the rest of the gig to these
They
people.
took it well as a joke, so it was good fun. But yeah, Lunarca on everything: Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Our single is out today.
Today.
July
Right
the
now.
1st.
Check that, guys.
July
Check that.
1st,
Living is me,
2022.
yeah.
Last but not least, shout outs anyone, or are we good?
I'd like to shout out Shina Sam.
Who?
Shina, see, you won't know who she is, but she's like really good with the indie music. I don't know if you've come across her.
Rings a bell, but I can't say I've heard any of her
She's
stuff.
amazing. She's like proper. She just every new band she supports, and she's supported us. So these guys won't know because they're not on like the social media like Twitter, but like she's very good with people.
Who uses Twitter?
Twitter's good. I enjoy Twitter.
It's a bit of a fucking
It's a weird
cesspit,
one.
isn't it? But like sometimes when
Yeah.
like your brain's in that kind of mood, you just like, oh yeah, I could seriously get down one of these like really dark, disturbed, depraved rabbit holes, right? Yeah, let's fucking do some Twitter. But it's not healthy, but it's good. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
But
there's some real
yeah, go
cool
on.
people who like help indie music, and there's loads of them on Twitter. Shine with Sam being one of them. So
Yeah, for sure. Like one of the people who's doing it, grinding out for sure. Yeah, no, it seems like you're very willing to give the rub to other people. You know, kind of. You don't want to just like share. Have the clout all
Give
for yourself.
credit
Like
where
you
it's
give him rub to someone, other artists along the way. I respect that. That's because that'll come back to you guys. That will come back to you guys later on. Like shouting out other artists and that kind of thing. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll fuck with those guys. Anyway, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
We'll give another one. We'll close on one of these again.
Thank
we
you.
opened with it and we closed with it. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on
Thank you.
today,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having us,
Thank you
man.
very much.
Come back anytime.
Sweet.
Ladies, gentlemen, that was the Bunker Podcast. I hope you had a good time with us again today. Once again, check out the live set. Check out the single from these guys, Lunarca. Absolute quality stuff. And have a good day, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And peace out. We'll catch you
Love,
on the next one.
happiness.
Peace and love. Just what he said.